98. Marilyn Monroe's powerful quotes to take you through tough times. I'm selfish, impatient, and a little insecure. I make mistakes. I am out of control and at times hard to handle. But if you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. Imperfection is beauty. Madness is genius. And it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. If you can make a woman laugh, you can make her do anything. A wise girl kisses but doesn't love, listens but doesn't believe, and leaves before she is left. The real lover is the man who can thrill you by kissing your forehead or smiling into your eyes or just staring into space. I am good, but not an angel. I do sin, but I am not the devil. I am just a small girl in a big world trying to find someone to love. If you're gonna be two-faced, at least make one of them pretty. It's far better to be unhappy alone than unhappy with someone, so far. When it comes down to it, I let them think what they want. If they care enough to bother with what I do, then I'm already better than them. We should all start to live before we get too old. Fear is stupid, so are regrets. She was a girl who knew how to be happy even when she was sad, and that's important, you know. All little girls should be told they are pretty, even if they aren't. It's not true that I had nothing on. I had the radio on. Beneath the makeup and behind the smile, I am just a girl who wishes for the world. I don't mind living in a man's world, as long as I can be a woman in it. The nicest thing for me is sleep, then at least I can dream. Who said nights were for sleep? You believe lies, so you eventually learn to trust no one but yourself. All we demanded was our right to twinkle. It's often just enough to be with someone. I don't need to touch them, not even talk. A feeling passes between you both. You're not alone. Dogs never bite me, just humans. If I'd observed all the rules, I'd never have got anywhere. Success makes so many people hate you. I wish it wasn't that way. It would be wonderful to enjoy success without seeing envy in the eyes of those around you. Keep smiling, because life is a beautiful thing and there's so much to smile about. Keep smiling, because life is a beautiful thing and there's so much to smile about. I want to grow old without facelifts. I want to have the courage to be loyal to the face I have made. Sometimes things fall apart so that better things can fall together. I don't know who invented high heels, but all women owe him a lot. All a girl really wants is for one guy to prove to her that they are not all the same. I don't mind making jokes, but I don't want to look like one. Sex is part of nature. I go along with nature. You never know what life is like until you have lived it. I restore myself when I'm alone. I just want to be wonderful. We are all born sexual creatures, thank God, but it's a pity so many people despise and crush this natural gift. All make-believe, isn't it? Boys think girls are like books. If the cover doesn't catch their eye, they won't bother to read what's inside. The body is meant to be seen, not all covered up. I have feelings too. I am still human. All I want is to be loved, for myself and for my talent. I'm not interested in money. I just want to be wonderful. I'm very definitely a woman, and I enjoy it. What do I wear in bed? Why? Chanel No. 5, of course. Hollywood is a place where they'll pay you $1,000 for a kiss and 50 cents for your soul. I know, because I turned down the first offer often enough and held out for the 50 cents. If I play a stupid girl and ask a stupid question, I've got to follow it through. What am I supposed to do? Look intelligent. Before marriage, a girl has to make love to a man to hold him. After marriage, she has to hold him to make love to him. Just because you fail once doesn't mean you're gonna fail at everything. I've been on a calendar, but never on time. I live to succeed, not to please you or anyone else. To all the girls that think you're fat because you're not a size 0, you're the beautiful one, it's society who's ugly. I love to do the things the censors won't pass. I learned to walk as a baby, and I haven't had a lesson since. I have too many fantasies to be a housewife. I guess I am a fantasy. How wrong it is for a woman to expect a man to build the world she wants, rather than to create it herself. Your clothes should be tight enough to show you're a woman, but loose enough to show you're a lady. A career is wonderful, but you can't curl up with it on a cold night. A sex symbol becomes a thing. I hate being a thing. Just because you fall once, doesn't mean you'll fall at everything. Keep trying, hold on, and always trust yourself, because if you don't, then who will? I knew I belonged to the public and to the world, not because I was talented or even beautiful, but because I had never belonged to anything or anyone else. Dreaming about being an actress is more exciting than being one. Looking back, I guess I used to play act all the time. For one thing, it meant I could live in a more interesting world than the one around me. Looking back, I guess I used to play act all the time. For one thing, it meant I could live in a more interesting world than the one around me. I am invariably late for appointments, sometimes as much as 2 hours. I've tried to change my ways, but the things that make me late are too strong and too pleasing. I believe that everything happens for a reason. People change, so that you can learn to let go. Things go wrong, so that you appreciate them when they're right. Some people have been unkind. If I say I want to grow as an actress, they look at my figure. If I say I want to develop, to learn my craft, they laugh. Somehow they don't expect me to be serious about my work. It's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. I read poetry to save time. When you're young and healthy, you can plan on Monday to commit suicide, and by Wednesday you're laughing again. I could never pretend something I didn't feel. I could never make love if I didn't love, and if I loved, I could no more hide them. The fact then changed the color of my eyes. I've often stood silent at a party for hours listening to my movie idols turn into dull and little people. The thing I want more than anything else? I want to have children. I used to feel for every child I had, I would adopt another. That's the way you feel when you're beaten inside. You don't feel angry at those who've beaten you. You just feel ashamed. A wise girl knows her limits. A smart girl knows that she has none. And no one ever told me I was pretty when I was a little girl. All little girls should be told they're pretty, even if they aren't. She was a girl who knew how to be happy even when she was sad. Hollywood is a place where they'll pay you $1,000 for a kiss and 50 seats. Marilyn Monroe had an enigmatic persona along with her ever-growing sex appeal and sensuality. With her beauty and style, she went on to develop a major cult following in the pop culture. She was ranked amongst the 100 most significant American of all time by the Smithsonian Institute. She revolted against female being looked as an object and brought about the sensitive aspects of being a female. Marilyn Monroe was against the prevailing biases in society in favor of men, and the notions developed in the society due to their mannerism. She was always vocal about subjects such as feminism, beauty, life, and happiness. We have collected her notable quotes from her movies, interviews, speeches, and observations. Her quotes show that Marilyn had a thing or two to say about life, love, society. Her quotes show that Marilyn had a thing or two to say about life, love, society, men, women, and how to be happy. Here are a collection of Marilyn quotes that give the best insight into how she thought. Famous as, actress born on June 1, 1996, died on August 4, 1962, born in Los Angeles, California, United States, died at age 36.